Hey everybody. Hey Felicia. How's it going? I think I figured out my setup. I tried to simplify it because I'm glad that yesterday I spent some time trying to fiddle with it because the idea that I had, I think, was overcomplicated, so I'm gonna try to toggle between both. I had a good amount of people who registered, so I want to make sure that they're able to pop in. Hi everybody. We're starting not a new diary, 2 new diaries today. So it's very exciting. Hopefully, because it's on a Thursday, people got the memo. Did a lot of video editing. Oh, for work. The lady with the eyes closed. Hey, Holly. Hopefully she didn't have her eyes closed during the video, too. Hey, everyone. Oh, it looks like TikTok's actually showing me to people now. A lot of people are popping in. Well, if you're popping in for the first time, we're starting a new diary project today, so it's perfect timing. We're reading through 2 diaries from 1903. So it's a husband and a wife. They're actually not married yet, but they will be married in this diary year. So we've been reading. I have a set of 6 diaries that was donated to us by someone who had them from an estate sale. So it's a set of 6 diaries written by Ralph Slippy and Georgianna Newton, who becomes his wife later on. And this is probably the 2 most exciting diaries out of the entire set because they're both written in the year that they are married. So I'm going to toggle between them. I haven't really done it like this before, but this is Georgia's diary. And then we'll read January 1st of hers, and then I'll change over to Ralph's and we'll read January 1st of his. And then we'll go back and forth. Usually we only have one person's perspective from a year, but in this case, we have both of their perspectives. So I can't wait till we get to, when they get married, but it'll be cool to read the months before where, now they know each other. The last few diaries that we've read through 2 so far, 1895 and 1901. They didn't seem to even know each other at that point, or at least they weren't talking about each other. So it'll be cool to finally see them mention each other in the diary. Can you guys hear my washing machine in the background? Should I turn it off? It's kind of loud right now, but if it's not like interfering, I'll leave it, but it's hard to know what the mic picks up and what it doesn't. Just let me know. But anyways, thanks for the follow, James. Okay, it's not going to be for too long, and I'm sure that the diary entries will be interesting enough to distract us. So bear with me, because usually we're just reading through 1 year of one person's perspective. So it's going to take me a little bit of time. Hey, Tash. Oh, that's okay. I'll upload the live replays. To be honest, the last diary, Ralph's, wasn't it was interesting, but there wasn't much that happened. It was a lot of railroad talk. So I think this is where it's going to be starting to get really interesting, and I'm glad you're here for this. So I was mid-sentence and then I stopped talking. Let me think what I was trying to say. Oh, just bear with me because there's a lot of switching back and forth that I'm going to have to do, and I might get confused. But I tried to make it so that Georgia's column is a different color, and we'll see how it goes. So why don't we get started? Hopefully everybody who registered was able to pop in. Usually I'm live on Tuesdays, so I hope that didn't affect anything, but I definitely wanted to get one in this week. So, can you imagine he never mentions her until the wedding day? I think he does. I did actually, when I was taking these pictures, I saw her name come up a couple times. So this here, we're on Georgia's diary. So this is Georgia. Her full name is Georgianna Newton at this point, but she will be married to Ralph. Maybe I should put their full name. I feel bad when people pop in and don't know what's going on, so I try to give information, but I don't know if it's too much information. I added something to my stream, like a little explanation at the bottom, which might help, but we'll see. I also am live on Twitch right now if anyone prefers to watch on there. Okay, So, let me actually get my Twitch chat showing too. Not many people in there usually, but that's okay. If anything ever happens to TikTok, that's where I'll go. Alright, so, Georgia, January 1st, 1903. This is very exciting for me. I'm going to try to zoom in as much as I can without cutting anything off. There we go. They definitely write a lot more. Like, Ralph, in the last diary that we read, I feel like a lot of his entries were short and very to the point, but it seems like, so far, I've been just taking pictures, I haven't really read through this, but it seems like they both write a lot more. And it's also, the book itself is bigger, so that probably plays a part in it. Thank you for the follow, Resoul Shop. Okay, so here we go. Was at home. I wish we had a picture of Georgia, but we don't. We have a picture of Ralph, though. Maybe I should show him first. This is Ralph. At the time, he looked like this. He was a youngin'. Actually, he was a little bit older than in this picture. But, we don't have a picture of Georgia yet. Hopefully we get one. He became a mayor, so we have a lot of pictures of him later on. Yeah, how old are they right now? Good question. Anyone know off the top of your head? Gotta find her birth date and stuff. Oh, here's his birthday, 1881. He was 20 years old, and so he's like 22, 23, I think. Because he was 20 in the last diary, right? 24, okay. And then, oh yeah, because he was born in, what month was he born in? I don't remember. Georgia is older, I think. She's 1878, so she's a couple years older than him. When we read her diary from 1895, which do I have it right here? I do. The really teeny tiny one. This was the first one that we read through together. She was like 17 years old, I think, right? 17 or 18. That was interesting. Okay. So, let's see. Was at home all morning, helping with work. And she lives in, I gotta refresh my memory now because we haven't read from her in a while, but she's in Waterloo, right? Yeah, Waterloo, Iowa. And we don't have a picture of her house or anything, but we have lots of maps of Waterloo and old pictures that we found when we were searching through there. She also has relatives in LaPorte City and Eagle Center, so we have lots of pictures of that too. But let me find a Waterloo. So here's kind of what her world was looking like. Okay. Had a big, oh, you know what I should also do? This is going to take some getting used to. I feel like I should say, I tried to automatically fill all of these to say the date before I would type, but it wouldn't make it so that they would go in the individual boxes, so I just gave up. So I'm going to have to type them, but that's okay. So was at, oh, not going to lie, still hoping we get a sticker that says that man Slippy. Yeah, when we finish these, I'll get you some. I think it's going to be a tradition that after we finish a diary project, I'll make a sticker of it and I'll send it to my Patreon supporters. I think that's a good tradition because it's like a badge after we finish. Had a big New Year's dinner. Went to office in afternoon and worked a while. Mabel D came. Is this big enough for everyone or I can zoom in more? Mabel B came, or Mabel D came. Then Ralph and I, woohoo! This is the first mention of them being together that we've read. Ralph and I really wish we had the in-between years, so it would just be 1902. They must have met in 1902. And I wish we had that diary because I would like to experience that, but I guess we have to imagine it. Ralph and I went with her, unless they met in 1901 and he just didn't mention it, but I don't think so. He worked for her dad, so I'm assuming that's when they met. Ralph and I went with her over to Lou Aiken's and two other places but found no one at home. Mabel was at... Remember he went... Yes, he did. He went on a date with a different lady. And then he mentioned... Well, was it... Did he say date? I don't know. He said, like, out for ice cream or something when he went to go visit at home. But I believe that Ralph didn't date any other women until Georgia. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. And then when he was on the boat and the ladies came up to them on the boat and he ignored them. Mabel was at the house... Oops. At the house a while. Then we took her home. Had supper and talked in evening with R, that's Ralph. Read papers and copied weather report. I love that. So her father, Georgia's father, was the volunteer weather recorder and reporter for the city of Waterloo. And later on, Ralph takes over that job and does that for Waterloo. But right now, I think she's helping her dad. Went to... Oh, we figured this out before. Is it Wangler's? It's a store. I forget. We had figured it out. I think it's Wangler's. And bought this book. That's very meta. I think it's Wangler's. I don't think I wrote it down. It was a while ago. And I have to make sure I'm also keeping my little list of things that we're going to look up later. I'm so excited about starting this, but it's going to take a while to get used to the switching between. Yes, okay, thank you. Wangler Drugstore. Did we find a picture of it ever? I forget. Wonder who Mabel D is. She was not mentioned a few years ago. Lou Aiken. We've got a full name there. We can look him up. Or her. Might be Louise. All right. Off to a good start. Ew, what? I found a huge dead lizard in our pool, and now my pups are highly upset about it. Hey, at least you didn't find a turtle in your cupboard, right? Oh, you did find... Okay, I have to go back on Discord and find that. It's been so long since we've been in Georgia's realm. Okay, so now we're on Ralph, and he is experiencing the same day of January 1st, 1903. Let's see what he was up to. Clear is the weather, and the temperature is 19 to 42. Okay. Went to the office and worked on plat of Clement's farm. I'm like waiting for one of his entries to be like, oh, Georgia wouldn't leave me alone, so I had to go out with her. 10:30 to 12. Figured accounts 8 to 10:30. He is an engineer, and when we first met him in 1901, he was working on the railroad. He was working on like drafting a new railroad line through Burlington, around Burlington, Iowa. But now it seems like he's doing more, I don't know, we'll see what kind of work. Maybe he's still working for the railroad, but just engineering work. Figured accounts 8 to 10:30. Wonder if he's working for her dad yet. I think so. Studied. He's also studying. Like he's a student in college. Studied from 2 to 3. BG Lambert? What do we think that is? BZ Lambert? Yeah, any more train crashes and drawings, we'll see. I don't know what, I mean, it's probably, oh, it could be, yeah, I bet it is BJ. Thank you. Yes, because I was thinking lowercase g, but no, that makes more sense. Or BG, it could be. It's probably, usually if he's putting like 2 letters before a last name, it's the first initial, the middle initial. Plot. Oh, it could be plot. Yes. Let me go back. Yes, it probably is. He did draw a lot of town plats in the last diary, so I think that's why I automatically assumed it was that. Thanks, Phil. Okay, so I'm going to keep BJ Lambert. Well, assume. I don't know. And maybe he'll mention him again and he'll give us a full name. Sometimes that happens. BJ Lambert called, went across the river to call on some friends of... Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, well, here he mentions Georgia. Sweet. Mabel. Oh, he gave us Mabel's last name. But he spelled her first name wrong. We'll forgive him. Mabel Dunham? What do we think about that? Durham? D-U... I think it might be... It's either Durham or Dunham, I think. Maybe we can look her up. She would probably be in... I almost said Cedar Rapids. That was the other diary, Addie. She would probably be in Waterloo. Oh, could be Durban. You're right. Okay. And Georgia. Well, we know who Georgia is. But they were not home. So everything's checking out. They both have the same alibi that their friends weren't home. That's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm like cross-referencing. Studied in the evening and counted up board bill. Okay, so that must be like his bill for his room and board wherever he's staying. So I wonder, because these diaries are exactly the same. They're just, one's written by him and one's written by her. They're the same manufacturer. I wonder if she bought, an expense. He didn't mention how much yet, though. Because she mentions specifically that she bought this book. Wonder if she bought him a copy, too. I assume that must have been what happened. Okay, so now we're going to move on. We're jumping back to Georgia. And it's January 2nd. I wish I could pre-populate because I hate typing the date. I always hit the wrong keys. Okay, January 2nd, 1903. After breakfast, hitched up Hector. Didn't she mention Hector? Did she in 1895 in that diary? I have to look it up because I think she did, and Hector's still around. I'm like looking up 1895. No, I want a shortcut. Oh, it won't give me a shortcut. Okay, hold on. I get so used to just typing it in halfway and then like it automatically popping up, but it's not. 1895. Here it is. Okay, so this is Georgia's 1895 diary. Let's search it for Hector. Oh, it's not there? I swear to God. I swear she mentioned... What was the horse's name then? That's weird. Unless I read something else about someone's... I feel like I don't know. Whatever. And took Papa to the boiler works and concrete factory. Came home. Put horse in barn. Then I went to office. Had dinner. Went to office. Done a little collecting. Collecting what? Rained and snowed. Oh, maybe collecting like money. Some. Worked at Sofa Pillow in evening. Then went to bed. Okay. Yes, she did. You're right. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yes, her horse. Did it censor you or did you know to censor yourself so it would let you send that? Her horse's name was Dick, yes. Now I remember. And she would say, like, hitched up Dick. And that's what we were laughing about that. That's why I think that sentence, like, rang a bell in my head. But yeah, you're right. So it wasn't Hector. You censored yourself. You're smart. So silly. Okay. Oh, I'm going to stay here. Oh, hold on. Did I skip? Oh, God. I skipped a... day anyways. So when we get to her January 3rd, I'm going to have to just read it. This is what happens when I'm just going to make some mistakes and we'll deal with it. Okay. January 2nd, 1903. This is Ralph now. How old were they when they were writing this? I'm going to write this down. Georgia was about, what did we say, guys? He was like 23-ish, or 22 to 23, because it's 2 years after the last diary. So he's 22 to 23 years old, and she's a little bit older, like 20, did we say 24? What did we say for Georgia? Someone tell me. Okay, Rainey took C and G. That must be Chicago and CGW. Yep. So Chicago and Great Western train to Rhinebeck. That's the town he grew up in. Signed contract giving Clifford a third interest in the farm given to the three of us by Grandpa for Christmas. So much information, Ralph. Thank you. So I guess his grandfather gave him and three others his farm, or a different farm in Rhinebeck. I am just using plain old Google Docs and Google Drive, but I'm streaming using OBS. Okay. The three of us by Grandpa for Christmas took out $5,000 insurance. Must be like the first of the year, like the first month of the year, you have to take out your insurance, because you did the same thing the last year. Took out $5,000 insurance in the Royal Union Mutual Co. of Des Moines. Premium $105 annually. Felicia, you can add that to the expense sheet. Okay. Gave 2 notes for first, for first premium. One due June 1st for 55. Yes, okay. So one due June 1st for $55 and one due January 1st for $50. Went to Masonic Lodge and paid up dues to January. Oh, I don't know. This is kind of squished in here. It could also say to James. Oh, you heard my... I was wondering what you were saying, Nikki. I thought you were reading that there, and I'm like, did I miss a line? Yeah, my washing's done. Did you hear it? Do, 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 do. Oh, that's funny. It's like a universal sound. Okay. So, Masonic Lodge paid up dues to... I don't know. Does that say James or January? It's so small. Because he could be paying the dues to James, or he could be paying the dues up to January because it's January. I'm just going to say that. Oh, January 1904. Okay, so he paid an entire year of the next dues. Okay, that makes sense. Does that say $5 though? I have no idea. I think. It's LG. Right? Yeah, it's an LG washer. Back to I think that says W-Lou. Waterloo. Wooloo. Okay. So now, my first mistake of the night. I somehow skipped taking... Oh my god, wait. Did I skip like a few, or maybe it didn't upload? Because it went all the way to January 7th. That's not good. And I... Oh no. Wait, hold on. 12. 13. Okay. So it seems like I have... I just want to make sure that I have the rest of them. That I didn't like really mess up. And they're in order. It's not at the end. No, it's not at the end. So it must have... Sometimes it like won't upload and I don't realize it. The lizard's alive. That's great to know. Save him. Okay. I'm glad that we don't have lizards here. I remember I went to Disney World when I was like 7 and there were lizards everywhere. Gross. I'm glad. We have salamanders and stuff here, but it's nothing like... They're not like everywhere. He ran at you? That's disgusting. Wait, how big is it? Thanks for the comic relief while I fix this. Okay, so somehow I missed an entire... I must have just missed an entire page. So I guess it's going to take me... Hold on. I'm going to just do this. I'm going to take a picture of it now because I might as well. There's 4 entries. If it was 1, I would just read it, but I want to include you all, so be patient with me. I'm going to take pictures. These few pages of the diary are nasty. There's like something in it. Mold. Okay. I'm going to go just turn off this bright light. So what I'm doing right now is how I prep for all of these lives. I take pictures of the pages and then I upload them to my drive. So it's going to be out of order, but it won't be too bad. We'll be able to find them. So here, I've got like a crazy folder system in my attempt to be organized. So they'll probably be at the end once they upload. Okay, let's see if that worked. Are they new? Yay! Okay. Not the best pictures because I took them quick, but it's better than nothing. So, and of course I already stopped keeping track with my list, so I think I'm just gonna go back and reread things after to come up with things to research. There's too many things going on. I also don't know if we'll get through the whole month today because I feel like now the entries, we have double. So we'll just see how far we get. Maybe we'll do half a month, couple weeks every live. I don't know yet. This is different than any of the other ones we've done, so you had to switch to watching on your iPad because your phone's at 10. Oh, okay, you'll send a picture, okay, of the lizard. Great. We were the Diary Detectives, who are my Patreon subscribers. We have a monthly video chat where we do other projects and we work together and stuff, and we just chat and, you know, have fun. But we are doing another diary just on there, and in that diary, the woman just randomly found a dead turtle in her cupboard. So that's why I was talking about a turtle earlier, not when Felicia said she found a lizard. Okay, after breakfast, took horse and took the something. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to open that again. I don't know what that says. Oh, this diary is not in great condition. Okay. Wrong. Oh, I know exactly why I accidentally skipped this page, because when I just flipped the page, it went to January 7th. The pages are kind of stuck together. The Turtle Diary is a 5-year diary from, it's not actually spanning 5 years. The person filled it out like at random times. So it was like 1916 to 1930-ish that we've seen so far. And it's cool because the lady who like owned this 5-year diary would write in it, and before she was even married. And then we see her daughter from years later going back and writing in it, like her young daughter named Dorothy. She'll like write in it, I'm going to school today. My name is Dorothy. It's so cute. You're back. Yeah, so let's see. After breakfast took, and Tash, if you're a diary detective, you can come with us. So if you're in the Discord, right? I think, did we ever get you in the Discord? Because every diary detective is invited. Just let me know if you want to come. Let's see. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm trying to... Okay, so it says boys. It's just very light, and you can probably see it now. Boys. Maybe. I don't know. But I can see it a little bit more clearly on here. So it took the boys. And then she says Ralph and his man. Well, R. She says R and his man to work. Oh, she's squeezing in so many little tiny things. Clement's farm. Okay, that makes sense. Because that was what he was talking about. Clement's farm. About 3 miles from house and back. Oh, she's talking about mileage again. Went to the office. Went after the boys and came back to dinner. Went to office and did some collecting. Yeah, that must mean like accounting. After supper, went downtown with Ralph, came home, and then went down again with Gertrude as she came and wanted me to go. Nice. I can see the lizard on Discord. Okay, I have to look. Ugh! I can see why you thought it was dead. It's like belly up in her pool. Oh, that is so sweet, Athena. That's something, and you didn't know it existed? That must have felt nice to find. Yeah. Have you read through it? Was keeping diaries a common thing back then? I think, well, I mean, I don't know. I think so, because if you think about it, I mean, keeping diaries is a common thing even nowadays, but, you know, back then there weren't many other ways to keep track of your life, you know, and look back and remember things. They weren't like taking pictures all the time and posting on social media like we are now. So I think a lot more people kept diaries. A lot of diaries that I've come across in this hobby are like to keep track of the weather for farms and things like that. So I think some people were using them more practically just to like document their life, but then, you know, others will be talking about feelings and stuff. It seems like most of the diaries that we read through from this long ago are like pretty matter of fact, like things that happened, people that came with them. I don't know, they went to this wedding, someone unfortunately is like, a lot of times this person died, this person, so it's more to like document things in there. Like yours are about your life. Yeah, I've read through it some so far. You plan to do what I'm doing. Cool. So the benefit of typing it out, it takes forever, but you can easily, just like I was doing earlier, like looking for the horse's name, you can easily, after it's typed out, search through and make connections that you probably couldn't have made if you didn't have it typed out. Because like if I was reading through this diary right now, like this actual diary, it would be interesting, but I would probably forget half of what I read and want to look back, and then, you know, you can't really skim to find something, you know, so I find it really useful to do this. And then you can probably find out, like, if you have an Ancestry account, you can probably, I mean, it's your grandma, so you probably knew her very well, but if it was distant family, a lot of times websites and things like that help. But Anyways, I'm happy for you that you have that. Okay, what am I doing? This is gonna get confusing. So now I'm switching back to Ralph, and Ralph is the darker column. So Ralph on January 3rd. Okay, worked with Sam. Okay, so now we know. It's so funny. This is cool. This is really cool to read both together because she's like, oh, I took the boys, Ralph and his man. So we know that his man is Sam. Sam the man. On the Clements farm from 7:30 to 12. He didn't mention Georgia kindly drove us there on her horse. And ran out the south line of the section. Oh, is he actually still working on railroad stuff? I know, his man. That guy Sam. Okay. So, worked with Sam on the Clements farm from 7:30 to 12. I wonder that maybe that's not the same farm as his grandfather gave to them. I thought it was the same thing he was talking about, but I don't think it is. And ran out the south line of the section. Worked on the plat, I don't know, in the afternoon from 1 o'clock till 6 o'clock. Went downtown in evening with Georgia. Then went to the office at 8 o'clock and worked till 9:30 on the plot of the Clements farm. Okay. January 4th. So this is January 4th of Georgia now. We're switching back. It has that nice nasty splotch on there. Don't know what that is. Okay. Got up at 8:45. Got ready for church. And got there. Oops. And got there and back out. And backed out. And got there and backed out. And came home. Huh. That's interesting. Had dinner. Oh, Felicia switched over to Twitch because it's easier to watch and comment. Okay. Hopefully, I keep this Twitch chat right next to the other one. So, I want to be able to see everything. Yeah, they spend every day together so far. Had dinner. And after that... Oh, sorry. Ralph was with me. I missed that line. Why did she back out of going to church? That's interesting to me. Had dinner, and after that, visited all afternoon with Ralph. Got supper. After that, went to the PO, which is the post office. Snowed nearly all day. Went to bed at splotch 10. No, I'm just using Google Docs. I just made a 2-column table because we're going through 2 diaries at once, which is different than we've ever done. Usually I just type it out, but I wanted to be able to keep them separate so that I could copy them and, you know, keep them like as 2 different documents. So it's really just Google Docs. And then this is pictures on Google Drive. But I'm using OBS software to stream, so I'm able to kind of like arrange them in certain ways that makes it like you can't see that it's docs, but that's all it is. Nothing fancy. If there is a software out there, I would like to know, because, I mean, not that I need anything fancy, but the Google stuff trying to make it work with this is kind of like, it was hard to figure out how to format this to make it look right on the stream, and hopefully it makes sense to everybody. Okay, so this is Georgia. Now we're going to switch over to Ralph's January 4th. Oh, much shorter. Okay. He concurs that there was snow. Thanks, Jen. You're going to probably need to remind me of that a lot. Got up at 8:30. It's just instinct to just hit the next button and keep going. Started to church with Georgia. Okay, I want to know why she didn't, but concluded not to go. Okay. Oh, maybe because of the snow. Went to post office in the evening. So no one's lying about their whereabouts yet. We'll have to see. Okay, I'm gonna switch it to the next one for him, but now we jump back to Georgia. So Georgia's January 5th. Breakfast. Went to the office. Got meal for dinner. Got meat for dinner. And came home. Oh, I feel like I have allergies. I wonder if it's like these diaries. I'm gonna put them in the drawer. They're kind of, these ones aren't in as good condition as the other ones, and it's kind of like little moldy. So maybe it's bothering my nose. Okay, got meat for dinner and came home. Snowed and rather cold. After dinner, went to office. Done some collecting. Went downtown again. Home to supper. Finished pillow. Oh, for R. So she's making this sofa pillow for, oh no, Twitch kept crashing. Let's see. Let me look. I didn't have it open. I don't know how to even see if that's happening on my end. I don't think anything has gone wrong because it hasn't, like, the application hasn't crashed for me. I'm sorry about that. Hold on, let me go back. Yeah, I don't know. Are you on an app on the iPad? Oh, the sound quality is so much better. Yeah, that's my computer fan that you can hear. Yeah, let me know. I don't really even know what I would do about it if it was crashing, because I don't know how to operate any of this stuff. But I was also having computer issues yesterday. My entire computer was crashing, so I haven't had anything scary happen though during the live, so hopefully that's like not a thing anymore. Finished pillow for R, for Ralph, so he could take it as he went back to school at Cornell at 1:50 a.m. Oh my. Visited. Went to bed at 1:30. Wow, late. He didn't want to leave her. Okay, that's her 6th, so I'm going to go to his 5th. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to be sniffling now. I really didn't have a stuffy nose before. Feels like I'm going to sneeze, you know, so I feel like it's from the diaries. Okay, January 5th. Worked on plot of Clement's farm from 8 to 12. And in afternoon from 1 to 5. Okay, so he didn't end that sentence there. Okay. Started to think Borrowed from, oh boy. Oh, okay. Pack. Started to pack something, some trunk, borrowed, I got it, from Ms. Newton. That must be Georgia's mom. Started to pack. Yeah, it's me getting emotional. You're right, Rachel. I need a man like Ralph who'll really appreciate my cross stitch. Yes, he would. Oh, because I bet she cross stitched that pillow. That is so cute. Okay, started to pack. Trunk. I can't believe I actually read that because that doesn't look like it says trunk. Borrowed from Miss Newton and finished after supper about 8:30. Settled up accounts with Mr. Newton. Unless that says Mr. Newton here. It might. Settled up accounts with Mr. Newton as shown elsewhere in this book. Which means in the back of the diary, he must have a running list of his expenses. About 90... Oh, result? Paid result? I don't know. Does that say result? I think. I'll go back. Result about, yeah. $95 per month for 9 months. I wonder if he, do you remember that in Waterloo, we were looking up, this was a long time ago, but we were looking up Georgia's family's house, and it was like, there were multiple apartments and they were boarding people, like they had boarders. Do you think that Ralph lived there in their apartment connected to their house? Maybe that's how they met. That's very possible. Because he said he paid the board, but he didn't say to who. Maybe in the back of the book. I'm going to write that down because at the end, or when we end today, we probably won't go through all of January because this is crazy, but maybe he'll write like paid board to Mr. Newton. That would be really cool. Oh, I'm like writing this on the wrong side. I got to figure out a better way to make a list, but it's difficult with the 2 diaries simultaneously. We'll get used to it though. Maybe he said it once or twice. I haven't the expense. Oh yeah, no. So the one from before, in 1901, he was living in a different city, and he did mention his landlord's name was Mrs. Hunt. So this is like, he's not in Burlington anymore. So I'm wondering if he's now living in 1903 in Waterloo. That's what I'm saying, Felicia. So we haven't heard yet because it's only been 5 days. So result about $95 per month for 9 months. So maybe he would have lived there for 9 months. Good. This took, or good. Just one sentence. This took till 11:30. Talked with Georgia until the hack came at 1:20. Okay. That's late. Okay. January 6th now, so we're going back to her. Okay, January 6th, 1903. After breakfast, done dishes, and went to office. I think she worked for her dad. Home at 11:45. Dinner, and then to office. Got home. Never thought we would be seeing Ralph write more than Georgia. I know, it's true. And he really wrote more than her because when I was taking pictures, for the most part with Georgia, I felt like I could take a picture of just the whole page. But then when I was doing Ralph's, most of them I took an individual picture of every entry. Partially because his handwriting is just a little harder to read too. Okay, got home, dinner, and then to the office to the office. Got home. Yeah, he's a changed man since he met her. Maybe she got him into writing a diary. So sweet. She probably did buy that diary for him, because they're exactly the same, and she mentioned buying that one, so. Okay, got home at 4:45. Read papers and got supper, done dishes. Done dishes. Worked on sofa pillow. Okay, so maybe the pillow. Okay, the sofa pillow that she was working on before, I thought that was the pillow she gave to Ralph, but no, I think she gave him like a actual pillow or pillowcase. And now she's also working on a sofa pillow, probably for her house once she's married. Went to bed at 10:30. Now, what I'm wondering is, are they like engaged yet? Because that whole like engagement marriage situation was different back in the day. Like in 1903, it wasn't as much of a, I don't think it was as much of a like big long to do, but I don't know how long the average engagement was back then, so who knows? Are they engaged already, or are we gonna hear his proposal? You know, that would be really cool. They get married in December, by the way, so they have all year. I'm not gonna write the day because I'm gonna mess up. Okay, January 6th. CR and P. CR. We'll have to look at what railroad that is. I'm lazy. Is it CR? Cedar Rapids? Is that a letter after that? Or is that just a scribble? Is it CRJ? Okay, that's actually what I was thinking. And P. R. Might be railroad. Maybe that's RR. I'm going to look that up, though. CRJ and P. Railroad, Iowa. Oh, it's the CRIP. This Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific. The CRIP. Okay. CRINP. Train was something. Oh, was 1 hour late. Oh, sorry, Deb. Yeah, I tried to communicate that. Oh, it is RY. I tried to get the message out there that I stayed late at work on Tuesday, so I didn't have my regular live. And I don't know. I tried to I put it on Discord. I tried to put it on TikTok, but it just doesn't show it to everybody, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm glad you're here now. Next week will be on Tuesday again, which I should, whenever I mention it, and I'm going to do that now. Whenever I mention it, I'm like, okay, do it before I forget. So I'm going to make a live event for next week on my TikTok page. So if you want to register for it, you can. And we'll go back to Tuesday. I just couldn't do this one Tuesday, so I wanted to like make up for it. Okay. So that would be what day? Oh, my calendar is not popping up. Hold on. So that would be the 30th of April. Last day in April. Yeah, we're reading both diaries together because they're both written in the same year. And coincidentally, which is really cool, it's the year that they get married, Ralph and Georgia. So it'll be very cool. It's a little bit more complicated to figure out how to do, but it's going to be worth it. Okay. What do I name the event now? Because it's not reading a diary from 1901. Reading a pair of diaries. Do I have enough characters for this? I don't. Okay. I'm just going to say researching antique diaries. And it's going to be on April 30th, so we don't even have to wait a week now. Okay, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And help us read and research 2 diaries. I hate that I have to retype this every time. Oh, it auto-corrected to diseases, so that's nice. Help us read and research 2 diaries from 1903 written by a husband and wife. Okay. All right, so that's up there for next Tuesday if you guys want to register. All right. CRI and P railway train was 1 hour late. Went to Inman restaurant, I think. And got oyster stew. Nice. Then took train. Arrived at Cedar Rapids, 4 a.m. God, he's up like... You think it's German? Oh, I don't know. I feel like it's Inman, especially because we figured out this was an I. Capital cursive letters, man. It's like, not only are they hard to read, but everybody kind of makes them different. So, I don't know. Maybe we could look that up. So, where would he be, though? I don't know where Inman Restaurant would be. If it would be in Cedar. I know, it's hard because it's also, like, zoomed out. I think it might be in INMAN. That's what I see. Arrived at Cedar Rapids, 4 a.m. Something at... Left at... Oh, maybe it's in Waterloo. This Inman restaurant. And then he went to Cedar Rapids. Then he left at 6:30 a.m. Oh, Ian's home. Oh, he does it lower. Does he do it lowercase? I can't even tell, but for MT and discovered that I had forgotten to check my to check my trunk from the rapids. So did he... Oh, I'm echoing? Uh-oh. Not for you. Okay. Let me know if anyone else hears echoing. Hi, Ian. I had forgotten to check if my trunk... I don't know what that says. Definitely, I had forgotten to check my, it looks like, trunk from the rapids. So I wonder if that means, like, he forgot to switch it. Thinking, like, you check a bag, like, did he forget his trunk on a train? Hello. Hello! Look who it is! He jumped down. He hates you. He looked... Claude.
Is your computer behaving?
So far. Yeah, so far nothing bad has happened. Okay, I'm just gonna stick with this. Breakfast at Ms. Cowan's? I don't know if that's right. Claude doesn't like to be the center of attention. No, he likes to be the center of attention, but he's a little camera shy. He likes to... He'll cuddle with us if we're already sitting down, like, watching TV. He'll jump and lay on us, but he doesn't like being held for too long. But he likes being held more than Basil. Sometimes I'll just put him on my lap and pet him, and he loves it. But that was a little bit too much stimulation for him, I think. All right. Room, also there. Okay, so we stayed at this Mrs. Cowan's. I don't know if that's what that says, but spent forenoon in looking up studies for term. Okay. Classified. Oops. I did mean that. Okay, classified Junior. I don't know what that means, but junior in college maybe. 136 in or 130 probably. Why would he be so specific? In PM, and got settled as to terms work. Does that say settled? I have a hard time reading this one. I don't know. Junction? I don't know. I think it's junior. I think. I don't know. And got... I don't know what that says. Settled? Whatever. So he's probably talking about being a junior, like he was classified as a junior level student. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm just gonna move on and maybe we'll go back to it after. But so Georgia in January 7th. Okay, so now we're going back up here because this is the one that I actually did take. Breakfast done, or two different things. Breakfast, done dishes, and then went to office. Wind blowing awful. Snowy and rather cold. Home at 11:30. Dinner, and then to the office. Home at 4. Read papers, stayed all night. She spells stayed like that. A lot of people do back then. Stayed all night at grandma's and went up right after supper. Went to bed at 10. Yes, they did call lunch dinner, and it gets confusing sometimes because what I think of as lunch, she calls dinner, and then they call supper. That's what I would think of as dinner. So, yeah. We're only on the 7th, you're right, and an hour already, and we haven't really done too much sidetrack talking. Oh boy. Well, that's okay. I don't care if this takes longer. I think this is a more interesting way to do it, and they're writing a lot more too than in the last few books, diaries. Yeah, maybe I'll have to set myself a limit for like time. So I came on at 6, maybe like 7:30, 7:45 I know this is way more fun than just writing numbers. Maybe I'll have to log off then, because I will... Oh, hold on. What the heck? Oh, it's doing that thing again where it's like, oh, you're not active on the live. I gotta move this around for a second so it thinks I'm here. That scared me. Did you guys hear the sound from that? That was TikTok telling me it was gonna close my live because it thinks I'm not doing anything because I didn't move stuff around. Okay. Alright. It scared me. I was like, what the heck? Okay. January 7th, especially since yesterday my computer kept crashing. I just thought that something was happening where it was gonna crash. Cold, stormy. Got up. I'm gonna have to zoom in on this one. Maybe like that much. Got up at 7. Studied geology. 7:30 to 8:30. went to engineering and had work arranged for I have no idea what that says. D. Sorry, did it scare you guys? Oh, it might have been, yeah, it's assigned. Yep. Okay. What is this? This might be a class then? I don't know. Oh, doctor, maybe. Yep. Assigned for doctor. Or I feel like, I don't know what this is. It looks like a PH. I'm just gonna put, I don't know, D question mark. It's probably, maybe it's a professor. Or, oh, you're seeing something, okay, ending in IC and geometry. Oh yeah, we need to get his yearbook again. I have a picture. Did I link it is the question. No. I have the picture of his yearbook here. Hold on, I made a big bit that made you guys not able to see it anymore. One second. Get in there. No. Ooh, hold on. Technical difficulties. There. I'll zoom in. This isn't from his, actually, is it? I don't know. I don't think this is from his yearbook. I think it looks like it, though. It looks like the same page. Okay, let's see. Doesn't say anything about his classes there. I wish I had this one linked too, but I don't. This is like his bio later in life. Well, okay, so that's a good thought, though, that it... Okay, so that's okay. Valentina, just let us know when you find it. So Caitlin made a good point. It could be something PHIC geometry. And that also might not be a D. It might be... Oh, is it like... Is it a U? Something fic geometry. Descriptive? Yeah, it could be descriptive. DESC. This is the problem. You can see anything in it once you... It does look like that, though. So maybe I'll... Like, we're thinking of a course name. So that sounds like it could be a course name. Descriptive geometry. And, of course, what does that say? Oh, you know what I could also do? Sometimes it helps if I actually open the book. Hold on. I'm, like, scooched. That is a branch of geometry? Oh, then it's settled. It is settled. This is hers, I think. Because his is in a little bit better shape. Oh, his too. I didn't show you guys, but he has, like, in the front of his diary from 1903, he's got his little stamp with an S, and he has his name. And actually, I just answered my own question, I think. Because he wrote R.B. Slippy, 617 Mulberry Street, Waterloo, Iowa. That's her address, so he probably was living in that apartment, unless they moved in there after they got married, and that's when he wrote it. But I would assume when you buy a diary, you write your name in it first. So I think he lived there. All right, I'm looking on January 7th. Yeah, you know, I totally should have done this first, because now I feel like I really do see descriptive geometry. I still don't know what the next word is, though. Time on this for its okay. Went to engineering and had work assigned for descriptive geometry. Something time on this for the present. Also saw Professor Norton about waking something of oh god, it's hard to read. Something in geology about making, thank you, making oh, double time on this for the present, possibly. About making up making deficit. I don't know. But working. Oh, it could be working. Making up all. I don't know. Yeah. Or all making up deficit. Oh, okay. Maybe he means like he's missing some work or something, or he's not that good at geology and he wants to work on making up. Okay, that makes sense. Is that not how you spell deficit? Oh, they just want me to say the, but that's how Ralph wrote it. Okay, at 9:15, I don't know why that was so hard for me. At 9:15, went to something and put 30 minutes on. Oh my god. At 9:15, went to library. Thank you. You're really good at this. Melodic lyrics. Okay. Went to library. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time reading his handwriting today. And put 30 minutes on or spent. It might be spent without the S. Yeah, I will look at it. That's awesome. You couldn't read it or you don't have access to it. Do you know where it is? The pictures? Because if not, I'll show you. At 9:15, went to library and put, I don't know if that says put, 30 minutes on something engineering. I feel like, okay, so I see S-A. I want to say sanitary. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, but I don't know what that means. Went to chapel and at 10:30 astronomy. Then to my room. Trunk came at noon. Unpacked and wrote letter to Georgia. Something went downtown. Okay, public health engineering, perfect. Thanks. School went, no. I don't see a then. Like, he would write usually then went downtown or something. Oh, hold on. Where am I? To my room. The trunk came at noon, unpacked, and wrote letter to Georgia. I don't know. It kind of looks like it says school, but doesn't really make sense. I was thinking, or it would say, or Georgia's school. I don't know, because Georgia's not in school. I'll just keep going. Went downtown before supper. After supper, shaved and put 2 hours on geometry. I think that's what that says. And started astronomy. Or studied. No, we don't know exactly how they met. I'm assuming they met in 1902. Oh, thank you. This is just for fun. We didn't see how they met, because the last diary we read was 1901, and he didn't mention her. And she didn't mention him in 1895, so I guess we have to imagine. But he did work for her dad. At one point, they're both engineers, but it could have even been just coincidence that he was working in Waterloo and lived in her parents' apartment that's connected to their house. Like, maybe that's how they met. Maybe he didn't even work for her dad yet. I don't know. Letter to Georgia before. Okay. Yeah. Before yes. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, and then they haven't said how they met. We don't even know at this point if they're engaged yet, or if he's gonna ask her to marry him soon. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's really cool, though, to think about it. I wish we did have an answer. Okay, hold on. After supper, shaved and put 2 hours on geometry and started astronomy. Went to bed 11 p.m. Okay. Now we're going to jump back to her on January 8th. Breakfast. I'll write down, hold on. I can't believe we're only on the 8th, and I've been doing this for an hour and a half now. It's going to take a while to get through these diaries, but that's okay. We can expect double, right? At least, because it's 2 diaries. Breakfast, and then you found Professor Norton. Nice, but not a photo yet. Okay, let me know. And then I wonder if when you find that yearbook, he'll probably be in it. Breakfast, and then came home. Went to the office. I want to learn more about his college now. Cornell. It's not Cornell in New York. It's Cornell in Iowa. But I want to find more information now that he's actually there. Home at 11:50. Yeah, it's 2 new diaries. Well, technically you've done 16. Yes, yeah, 16 days about. It's 2 new diaries, both written in 1903 by Ralph and his future wife, Georgia. So they're actually going to get married in the end of this diary. So it's cool that we're going to get both of their perspectives of getting married, which is really cool. Home at 11:50. After dinner, went back to the office. Gertrude came down, and her and I, Mabel, Myrtle, and Chet went over to R.I. Depot to greet Ellen and her man, and we riced them good? Niced them good? What does riced them good mean? Doesn't that look like R-I-C-E-D? Oh, you found a name. Yeah, I think the names are cute too. Mabel, Myrtle, and Chet. Okay, I'm going to pull up while we're thinking about this. You guys think about this. Does this say, we riced them good? I don't know. Okay. Oh, Penny, I thought that picture that you sent was him. I'm like, where did this come from? Look at what came with some of the diaries I just got. Oh, that is so cool. How old are they? How old is that passport? That's insane that you have that. That's so cool. Okay, hold on. Let me go into the Slippy Diaries. That's where this would be. Oh, sorry. You guys sent things and I didn't even see them before. We found Mabel. Cool. Because she lived on the same street. I love that. Okay. And we have... Oh, nice. We have a article that shows Mabel visiting at Georgia's house. Descriptive geometry, sanitary engineering. Thank you. We have Professor Norton. So this is a clip that was before his picture in the yearbook, and here he is. Oh, he looks like he was surprised by the camera. Yes, very good work, Valentina. Send us that link to the yearbook. If it's a wedding, we used to throw rice. Yeah, okay. Maybe they threw rice at them because they were coming home from a honeymoon. Maybe, yeah. Okay, that's a wedding thing. It does look like... And I knew that rice, like throwing rice was a wedding thing, but I guess I wasn't thinking, like, we riced them was a thing. Oh, that's cute. Okay. And you know what we could find out? Oh, we can't because we don't have a last name. But if we had Ellen's last name, we could see if she was just married. Hi, Cindy. It's good to see you again. Yeah, I didn't have a live on Tuesday, so... You didn't miss that one if you felt like you missed that one. I was staying late for work on Tuesday, so I had it on Thursday instead. But next week will be Tuesday again at 6 p.m. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, so this is the actual yearbook. That's cool that we have a signature. Wonder if I can just... Going to be a lot of blank pages at first, probably. Or is it just loading? Nope. Okay. Oh, we can grab some pictures from here too. Definitely. Nice. Oh, I can't wait to flip through this. Did we already have this? I don't remember seeing this. I remember seeing the clip, like the picture of him. Wow, look at that tree picture. Imagine, like, you know how sometimes old, or any yearbook, actually, people will sign next to their picture? Imagine if Ralph's was signed. Cool. We're going to get a lot of... Hey, Bellamy. That name came up in the last diary. Wonder if it's the same dude. I think it was Paul Bellamy. Oh, I can't wait to flip through this. I'm going to do that later, and I bet there's so much in here. And there's probably so many people he's going to mention that we'll be able to see pictures of because of this. Okay. We riced them good. I'm assuming that probably means, yeah, they returned from a honeymoon, and they threw rice to celebrate. After supper, went up and stayed with Grandma again all night. Cold but fair. Retired at 9:30. Okay. Now we'll switch to him. Oops. Oh, that's going to happen a lot. Okay. His January 8th is here. Okay. January 8th. Okay. We already have Ralph's obituary. We have... Send it anyways because it could be another one. We do have something, or at least one, maybe more than one, but just send it. It can't hurt to send it again, and then maybe it's something we don't have. Got up at 6:45. arranged chemistry notes. I don't know if that says arranged. Before breakfast. Arranged? Again? Arranged geology study and went to engineering at 8:30. Then to post office. Skipped chapel to study astronomy, which I something at 9:15, which I what do we think? I don't know what that says. I have no idea. Skip chapel to study astronomy, which it's not like went to. Worked? I don't know. Started? I don't see a T here. It's not. Is it ended? I don't really see that either, but unless this is a D. Which something ED at 9:15. Arranged marriage. I'll just put a question mark. Reached? I don't know. Study astronomy, which you think it started? I just don't see a ST. Scheduled? I don't think it's long enough for that. This is a hard word. Oh, okay. STARTED. Yeah, it could be. Maybe this is part of that S, but it didn't fully come out. I'm gonna go with that, I think. Okay, which I started at 9:15. That makes sense. Reported. Come on, fix it for me. Okay, reported for chemistry and got something assigned. Oh my god. Is this going to be a pattern that I can't read his writing at all? And got place assigned. I don't know what that says. Wait a minute, what? Something assigned and cleaned. Yes, and cleaned up before dinner, after dinner, studied from 1:15 to 2:30. Oh, dinner is lunch. I forgot. Dinner is lunch. I was like, it's so late. Went to PO, then to... Okay, so this... He said this word before, and we couldn't figure it out, right? It looks like L-E-H-A-N-Y. Is that a place? I don't know if it's... Oh, library. Sorry, we did figure that out. Okay, sorry. I'm dumb. Library. I still don't see library because he didn't finish his B there. But no, you're totally right. It's lib, and that's the R area. Okay. Then to see H.S. Williams about bridge design. stayed there 1.5, came home, and then, and studied. Geometry, maybe? G-E-O-M? 1 hour. Well, 1 hours. Geom. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Yes, she was. How many pages? Well, it's... I don't know exactly how many. There's 365 days in a year. It would be like half of that because there's 2 days per page. And then there's also like a bunch of extra pages in the back for memos and stuff. Okay. Came home and studied geometry 1 hour. After supper, studied ASTR, astronomy, went to bed at 8:30. Okay. It's a relief to go back to Georgia's. Oh, it could be ARCH. I think it's ASTR because he's taking astronomy. Should be geometry. Also studied. That's what I put, right? Geometry. Studied geometry from 1:50. Oh, where? Oh, not from. Okay, yes, you're right. Dinner. I gotta find where I was. Studied, yeah, geometry. 1:15 to 2:30. Okay. Now let's go back to Georgia. So, January 9th. I don't know, maybe I'll read to the 10th and then we'll call it a night. Starting to get very sniffly and I'm worried about it now. Do I have a cold? Feels like allergies. Breakfast at 9, then came home and got ready for the office and went off. Didn't feel very good. So came home early. The cat. What's the cat doing? He's late. Oh my god, I'm glad you can see him. Let me get out of the way. He's doing what we call his roly-polies. I love that he's being captured doing his roly-polies. We laugh at him every night. He has no idea he's like on display for the internet. Hi, Con. He's just gonna chill there. Okay, I'll type like really far away so that you can see him. That's so funny that he was there. I didn't even realize. I keep going the wrong way. I don't want to be in his way. We'll let him just roll around. Okay, I can't concentrate now. Didn't feel very good, so came home early. Didn't go to office in afternoon as Mama went for me. He's gonna go because he hears Ian walking around up there. There he goes. Oh, he's not too far. I think he's chasing his sister now. That was cute. Your cat does that too. He comes and now his flops on his back like he worked a 9 to 5. Yeah, a 9 to 5, just taking naps. That's what he does all day. He takes naps and eats his food and plays. He's so tired. Now what's he doing? Oh, he's playing with a ball thing. Wonder if I move. No, that's Ian's chair. I don't think even if I did move his chair, we would be able to see him. Maybe he'll come back. That was cute that he was right in the corner. Didn't go to office in afternoon. They're 1 year old now. They just like at the beginning of the month they had their birthday. We don't really know when they were born, but the guess that the vet had, the shelter, was like April 7th or something. So they're a year old. Didn't go to office in afternoon as Mama went for me. After supper, went up and stayed with Grandma all night. Cold all day. Went to bed at 10 o'clock. I love when he makes a cameo. It doesn't happen very often. The Lucky Claude. They were both actually, I'm in grad school, and it's online. So I'm on Zoom for like 3 hours once a week in my class. And the same thing, like you could just see a sliver of the room behind me, and the cats, which they don't do this often, like they get the zoomies like everybody, but like all cats, not everybody, but all cats, but not that often, just like usually very late at night. But they had the zoomies when I was in class, and they were running back and forth, and people were like in the chat saying like, oh, like cats. It was funny. They were just like chasing each other back and forth, and we were watching. I'm going to grad school for art education because I'm an art teacher, and in Massachusetts where I live, if you're a teacher, you have a certain amount of years after you start working to get your master's degree, so it's like required. I'm almost done though. I'm going to be done in summer, so that's good. Because it's a lot of work. It's just a lot of time that I'd rather be spending doing this. I enjoy it. It's just that, you know, it's a lot of money and time. Okay, so the weather was clear and cold, and he didn't give us a temperature. Got up at 5 a.m. I think this might be the last one that I do. And we'll start off with, oh, cool, you're from Maine? I used to visit Maine a lot. I'd like to go back soon. We used to go to Acadia National Park, like, every year. Alright, got up at 5 a.m. Studied geology till breakfast. Recited astronomy. 7:45 to 8:30. What the heck does that say? Doctor again? I don't know. I'll look in the book. It's something from 8:30 to 9. God, it's so small. I need a magnifying glass. What day are we on? The 9th. That doesn't really help. D, it looks like it says DESCGRO, if I had to guess. Oh, in class? Maybe. I'm gonna go with that. Because I don't know. In class, 8:30 to 9. Sure. We'll say that. Went to PO, that's the post office. Then something. Oh my god, this is not good. Do I just need to get used to his handwriting again, or am I really this bad at reading his stuff? Ordered something, and part 3. Oh, this must be a book. No, studied part 1. What is this? Must be a book or a problem. Remember he was doing okay, thank you for giving me that, because this is like really tripping me up. Remember he was doing problems, like engineering problems in his book a while ago. Maybe there's something like that. And order, I don't know if it's ordered. Maybe like, is it read? Studied? It's not studied. It looks like ND. Oh I don't know. And then this, who knows? Patrick? No. Omitted? Maybe. Ordered? Okay, I'm gonna go with ordered then, if two people say ordered. But what's next? What is that? Ordered. Something and memorized? No, I don't think so. Or it could be like the name of something. P, like a name. P and M, part 3. I see DE too. But I don't know. I don't really. When I zoom in, then I don't really see it. But that's what I was thinking, like Depatch. I don't even know. A name? I don't know. Part 3. Went to library, and I'm forever gonna see like Lahaney when I see library, and studied. This is a little ditto symbol, so it's the same book. Part 1. Okay, so it's probably Act 3. Part. No, I think it is part. He just wrote it sideways. Departhus. That's a thought. Well, I'm gonna write it down because it's the only one we've gotten so far. So, Departhus. Sure. And then we can look it up and hopefully figure it out. But sometimes it's surprising. Sometimes we find out, or we can figure out a lot more than you would think. Okay, this is a long entry. 9 to 10. Skipped chapel. Went to PO and got letter from Georgia. Chemistry, 10:30 to 12. Okay. Ordered materials. Oh, maybe it's something ordered. Oh, maybe he ordered whatever that is, part 3, and then he studied part 2. Like he ordered the book or something. Okay, hold on. Let's just finish this first. So, ordered materials from something AS or OS. I'm going to put AS Aloe & Co. Probably not right, but that's what I see. $6.20. Felicia, there's a expense. No, they're not living together yet. Sorry, because they are not married yet. They get married December of this year. So they're engaged right now. Where were they located? So Georgia is in Waterloo right now. And this is her diary. We keep going back and forth. So she's in Waterloo, Iowa. And Ralph right now is in Mount Vernon, Iowa, because he's in college. But then they're going to move, I don't know if they move in together right away after they get married. But they are they're not married yet. So she's at home with her family. It seemed like he was living in the apartment at her family's house because he worked for Georgia's dad. Yeah, her full name is Georgianna Newton, but they call her Georgia. So Georgia Newton. Okay, thanks, Penny. AS Aloe & Co. is a surveyor equipment supplier. So that makes complete sense. So $6.20 and helped put in electric. I like how he capitalizes it. Light for my study table. After supper, studied 2 hours on geometry and 1 hour on bridges. Went to Bayer's probably restaurant and had oyster stew, studied bridges to 12 p.m. He likes oyster stew. Yeah, her middle name is Vine. Yes, sorry. Her full name is Georgia Vine Newton. Georgianna Vine Newton. And then she marries him, and his last name is Slippy. Oh, cool. So we have found, we love a good oyster stew. We have found some of Georgia's Newton relatives. So in LaPorte City, Iowa, there's a couple of people who, not direct descendants of her, because unfortunately she and Ralph, well, unfortunately, I don't know if they wanted children, but they didn't have children. So they don't have any like great grandchildren or anything that we could connect with, or great grand nieces or nephews. So they don't have any direct descendants that we've located so far. But we did find, I'd have to check like how they're related, but I think they're descendants of Georgia's great uncle who was there. So they're still related, and they live on one of the old family farms that's like in her world in this diary. So it's pretty cool. We did find relatives, and I have someone who's going to take the diaries, the physical diaries, after we're done with them, and someone else who I'm going to send digital copies to. And if we can find anyone else, though, that would be great. Ralph, his family comes from Rhinebeck, Iowa, but I think they're from Illinois before then. Yeah, we did. I think we knew that, Felicia, but there's so much information about him that I forget. So, yeah, like later in life, he becomes faculty. Yeah, in Chicago, I think, right? And then he comes back and he lives in Waterloo. And yeah, they're all over the place. But Georgia, her family was mostly in LaPorte City and Eagle Center over there. So maybe you know those places because you're from there. But yeah, so we found her relatives. And I'm assuming, like, if I send them to them, they'll probably share them throughout the family, which is good. But then we need some Ralph people. We don't have... Yeah, he becomes the mayor of Waterloo. So we need to find someone from his family, a descendant from his family. But they wouldn't be in the Waterloo area, probably. They would be more like... I don't even know if they would be in Rhinebeck. We haven't really... we haven't found any leads on that, I don't think, yet. Or if we did, we didn't hear back from anybody. I might as well do the 10th because it's the last on that page of 4. So we'll do one more and then we'll go. His last name is Slippy. Ralph Slippy. If you go on... Do I have like a good family tree of him? I don't think so. We have a family tree. Me and my Patreon subscribers, we go like really deep into the research. And we have an ancestry tree, which I could pull up, but I don't think everyone has access to it. This is Felicia's Farley tree. I just put in whatever came up first. Here's the Slippy tree. So this is Ralph here, and let's switch to his tree. So we do have a tree going, but it's just for the Patreon subscribers to edit. But I have on my website, which is thingslostandfound.com, I have this Google Slides, and I put pretty much like all the stuff we find, all the pictures we find, and articles about him. So if you're interested in like seeing more, and you can see his mother and father, and like what we find about his sisters and brothers and things like that. That's all on there. If that helps, I don't know. But this is his tree. Yes, awesome. Okay. And if you subscribe to the Patreon, you'd have access to all of that stuff. It's fun. It's worth it, I think. But I'm biased because I run it. But we have a Discord channel where we go like deeper into the research. That's why I keep the notes, because we do the research together. Okay, January 10th. We're in Georgia's, correct? Yes. Okay. It's a blast. Thank you, Holly. And you get stickers. January 10th, breakfast. And helped Grandma. Then came home, went to office. And then to, see, hers is so much easier to read. And then to LC train with Hattie. Oh, thanks for the follow, Salty. With Hattie. Or Hatley? Oh. That man Slippy, yeah. Yes, definitely. That man Slippy. That'll be the sticker. Oh, this is a full name, okay? I feel like it's Hattie. Coop? Oh, thank you. Mochi? I don't know how to say it. But, yeah, so we're reading 2 diaries now. That's why the setup is different. And I'm streaming from OBS, which is like fancy streaming software. I figured out how to like duplicate it into the TikTok one, which is cool. It was a lot of work to figure out, but that way I can stream on Twitch too at the same time, and maybe like over time, maybe do YouTube or whatever. I just wanted to learn how to use that. So that's why I'm like full screen now and have a bunch of things going on. But this whole setup here is because we are actually reading through 2 diaries simultaneously. They're both from 1903. Yeah, I know, Felicia, we all really want to find a picture of Georgia, but I don't know. We haven't yet. And even the relatives that, yeah, I'm an official streamer now. Even the relatives that we've found haven't had anything like a picture of her. So, I mean, we're going to keep looking. We'll never give up. But we didn't find Todd's picture from the Weatherman Diaries till we were like done with them. So, we're almost done with them. So, there's hope. There's hope. And then to Elsie train with Hattie Coop as she had visited Grandma and us. Got home at 12. Went to office after dinner. Came home at 4:30. After supper, went downtown after meat for Sunday. So that means like to buy meat, to find meat. Read all evening. Went to bed at 10:30. Okay. So hers are so much easier to read. I feel like I go so quickly through hers, and then I switch to Ralph and I'm like, what the heck? And I felt like that was because he was writing all these crazy numbers in the last diary, because he was talking about trains and measuring and all that stuff. But I don't think it's because of that. I think it's his handwriting I have a hard time with. Cold, cloudy, some snow. Yeah, that's a good point. Are you talking about, Valentina, how we have access to different subscriptions? Yeah. That's the nice thing about our group, too, because everybody has, like, a different... Some people are subscribed to Ancestry, some aren't. So if, like, people need help, we look for them, and it's a good system. And, yeah, we have checked newspapers.com, and... Oh, that's what you're talking about, Valentina, you're answering. We have, yeah, we've looked, I think, basically everywhere, because some people have subscriptions to newspaper archives or, like, different ones. and I think everyone has scoured. We've found wedding announcements, but they don't have pictures. I think it's just because it's so early. Like, it's 1903, so there weren't a lot of pictures in the newspapers at the time. Not as many as it becomes later. Like, I read another diary from 1917, and not only do they print more pictures in the newspaper with stories, but she's also, like, top of the social tier. So a lot of her friends I'm able to find pictures of, because when they get married, it's like a big thing because they're high in society. So that's part of it. Like, they're like the most important people socially in the town. So they're in the newspaper more than others. But still, I feel like it's hard to come by pictures in general in this time period. I don't know. Yeah. We do a monthly Zoom meeting. And in that meeting, we talk about this stuff that, like, we do on the normal live, but we also have actually, I have it right here. We also have another project that we're working on. That's this 5-year diary. We're going through it and transcribing it. But actually, I was talking about this earlier. I didn't realize it was right in front of me. This is interesting because it's written by a woman named Elizabeth, but it spans, like, it's not actually a 5-year diary because it covers many, many years. She just kind of seems to write in it sporadically. But then her daughter, who is here, she comes back in, like, 1929 and writes her own entries. Like, here's an example of a Dorothy entry. It's just very cute. It's cute to read. We have secret diaries. Yeah, secret ones just for the Patreon group. It's a good group. All right, cold, cloudy, some snow. Got up at 7. Studied all forenoon. And we use Discord. I don't know if you're familiar with Discord, but it's a chat program. You can, I don't know if you can just sign in on your browser, but there's also an app for the phone, and there's like an app for the computer, and it's how we kind of communicate and send each other links and stuff. Whenever I pull up a link from someone, like I'll pull up this A.S. Allo and Company. Penny sent this in the Discord. So you can send each other links and help find things. And it's also kind of like an archive. Like, you can scroll back and see what we were talking about before. So it's I think a good platform for a group of people who aren't necessarily on there all at the same time, which is kind of our situation. We're from all around the world, so we're not all logged in at the same time, but you can send something and everyone will see it and they can respond whenever. So I think it's been working out good. Yeah, and general chit chat, place to help everyone. I think it's a good system for, like, our main chat, but then I do Google Meet for the monthly meetings. I've really been enjoying those. Those have been fun. I was nervous at first, but I think it's a really good like, not tradition, because it's like monthly. Tradition is usually something, but I just think it's fun. Oh, yeah, I know. We missed you, but we'll have another one soon. It's already almost May. Yeah, we were all really nervous. I feel like the first time was like, oh, like, it was just felt weird, but no, now it's good. And we have like a mission now to do that 5-year diary. So it's good that we have something that we keep going back to, and it's like just our thing. And then we also can talk about other stuff too. Like, Felicia's been going through her family history, and it's been cool to see her share everything that she has. So, yeah. Oh, you forgot? Oh, I thought you couldn't make it. Sorry. Should have reminded you. But it'll be, before we know it, we'll be at the next one, so don't worry. Studied all afternoon. Yeah, Felicia's got the problem of, like, too much documentation, which is a good problem to have, but she's going to be spending a long time going through all of the stuff she has and organizing it. Studied all forenoon. I see Claude again. Can you guys see him? He's on the dehumidifier. Oh, now he's not. Now he's on the ground. Can't keep up with him. Okay. Studied all forenoon. In PM, studied a while. I'm going to uncapitalize studied. Went down to PO. Then to library. Drew out 2 books and came home. Ooh, I'm reading this one quicker. And came home and studied till supper time. After supper, read and studied until about 10 o'clock and went to bed. Nice. Oh, I'm glad you think so, Nikki. I try to make them fun. Okay. Your dad kept a diary from 1976 to 2020. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that he passed away, but that is, that's an inheritance. That's like, wow. Are you planning on going through them? And, like documenting them like this? Or just at least, kind of reading through them? Or have you already? That's like, even if you're not ready to read them now, I think that is something that's very special to have in the future, when you are ready for it. But yeah, a treasure. That's a great word for it, Rachel. I wish I had stuff like that, from my grandparents. I have a lot of pictures, but a lot of the stories behind the pictures are lost because we don't have like the writing. My aunt said she has some kind of book, not a full book, but something that, yeah, and it's no rush. They're there for you when you're ready, But what was I saying? My grandfather, who's Portuguese, he, I guess, wrote something like maybe it was a family history or an autobiography of some sort. It wasn't like a full autobiography, but he was writing something. And, oh, hi, Dad. I was just talking about Vuvu. I saw my dad popped in. Auntie Linda said that she had something of his that he was writing like a family history or autobiography or something, but it was in Portuguese, but then she couldn't find it again. So that's like the only writing I have from family. I don't have any diaries that were left or anything. So, well, Cindy, we're happy to help you with that if you want help, or even just, yes, please start a diary, Dad. We have a lot of things that we wrote together when I was younger. A lot of stories that were kind of autobiographical because they featured me as the main character. But anyways, my dad has been feeling sick. I hope you feel better, Dad. Do you feel better? Yes, exactly. That's the good thing. The Discord is private and everyone's really respectful there. So, and not that you would even need to share the actual diaries with us, but if you needed help like reading anything or figuring out a place or a person in the diary, we could help you with that. But no pressure, of course, but that's what we're here for. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm sad you jumped in now, Dad, because we're ending. Unless were you here before? We're leaving it off at January 10th because we were reading 2 diaries at once. Yes, you were here before, or you just came in. That's my dad, Winter Nam. It was supposed to be Winter Man. Okay, you've been on. Good. Okay. So I think this has been cool reading both at the same time. It's definitely been like a little bit more difficult to go back and forth, but I think we have a system. Maybe you guys, you can tell me if this is like too much information on the screen at once. Kat, we would love to have you. The link is in my bio, and if you're like unsure about it and you have questions, I'm happy to answer and explain more, because it's a lot to explain and I feel like sometimes it's confusing. So if you have questions, feel free to send me a message or anything. And all of these people chiming in are in the group. But yeah, so you like to see both at the same time to compare. I think if I originally what my plan was to actually switch, to have both diaries showing and switch between two documents where I was typing. But I think this is kind of working. The only thing I don't like about it is that I can't see, you know how in Excel you can make the first column or first row like drop down as you scroll, and you could see Georgia and Ralph the whole time as you're scrolling. I don't know if that makes sense, but a couple of you in the group are very good with Excel, so you know what I mean. I forget what the name of it is. But you can't do that on Google Docs, but I think Google Docs is nicer looking. So yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is as I go down, I can't see that this is Georgia. Freeze panes. Oh yeah, freeze it, yeah. I don't think you can do that on here. Oops. Ugh, don't do that. So yeah, that's the only thing I would change. But I did try to make them different colors so that we would remember. And I'm trying to keep everything. Yeah, I don't see freeze. Pin header row? No. Dang it. I thought maybe that would work. I'm keeping everything like on the same sides too. Like my tabs in this browser are the same like orientation, like Georgia's on the left, so. Yeah, you can in Google Sheets, definitely. But this is not Google Sheets. This is Google Docs. So I think it has less, like, capabilities. View more actions. Clear formatting. No. I can keep, like, fidgeting with this and figuring it out, but I think this is a good starting point. This actually went much better. Wait, what's this? Oh! Okay, now it does this, because I did the pin thing. It does this at every page. Okay, cool. So that's helpful. Maybe I will make this a different color or something so that it doesn't get weird and confusing, because this is weird looking, but that's better than nothing. So I'll keep that. And what I do with these entries is after we're done on my website, which I can show you here. No, it won't. You have to put www. But there's also a link in my bio. So on my website, I will add, or I have a tab actually for the Slippy Diaries. That's what these are. And, okay, bye, Valentina. Good to see ya. Thanks for finding things and sending them. I can't wait to look through that yearbook. I feel like we already had a link to that, but I never, like, looked through it. But I'm excited to. So on here, normally, if the internet was loading quick enough, these are Google Slides that show, and you can click on them and read through. This is like the people that we've found so far, but the other ones are actually, there usually is a preview. It's the actual diaries all typed out. So I'm going to add 2 of them, I guess. One for Georgia. Hi. One for, are you making food? I smell something. Nice. I'm about to finish up now, so I'll come up for D, or no, for S, for supper. Okay, so on my website, I will put, basically, I'm going to put all of the typed entries. And then I also upload my live recordings, the recordings from my live, on my YouTube. So I forget where I started that sentence, but that's where I ended. So anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Next Tuesday, I'll be on at 6 p.m. And yeah, I'm excited to keep going. I guess we'll probably do about half a month every live. And that makes sense because we used to do 1 per live, and now we'll do half because we're doing 2 diaries. So this was very interesting. I've been excited and waiting for this for a long time. I know my diary detectives have been too, so very excited to start this pair of diaries with you guys. So thank you. And have a great night. Yeah, I'm excited too, Holly. And I'll see my diary detective soon. I'll send you guys some dates for May soon. All right. Bye, Erin. Bye, Nikki. Bye, Holly. Bye, Pat. Bye, Audra. Bye, everybody.